Good day everybody and welcome to SCP Illustrated, Entry Log 41. Today we'll be looking at SCP-179. Please note this is a thermial SCP. Description: SCP-179 is a humanoid entity located at a constant distance of approximately 40,000 kilometers from the south polar region of the solar photosphere, locked to the rotation axis of Sol. However, it does not orbit it. The most recent recordings of SCP-179 indicate that it seems to maintain a continuous orbit around the centre of the galaxy. Through the combined efforts of 43 years of continuous surveying, the external appearance of SCP-179 has been defined as a human female of undetermined ethnic group of between 20 and 40 years of age. Its entire bodily surface is covered in or composed of a matte black material. Its hair appears to be composed of this material, measures over 34 kilometers long and is constantly pushed away by solar wind. However, this part of SCP-179 seems to reflect variable amounts of sunlight, this reflection being the phenomenon that indicated its existence to the Foundation astrophysicists during 1940. Several markings or tattoos are placed throughout its bodily midline. Judging from their brightness, these markings might be of metallic composition and of a golden hue. These tattoos include several symbols that have been identified as those typically representing the Sun and the 6 innermost planets of the solar system according to medieval alchemy, including, in this order, the symbol of gold in the subject's forehead right underneath the hairline, the symbol of Mercury under the nose circling both the lips, the symbol of copper between the medial ends of its clavicles, with anatomically correct shape of a human heart placed over the location where a heart would be in a female human of the same apparent age and bodily proportions, the symbol of iron in the upper abdominal region, the symbol of tin in the lower abdominal region, part of a final symbol in the pelvic region. While the anatomy of this region makes its clear observation difficult, it has been hypothesized that the symbol of lead is also present and complete in the perineum region. SCP-179 keeps its ventral side orientated towards Earth most of the time, but it has been observed to look towards other areas on occasion. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-179 remains beyond the reach of currently known groups of interest, including the Foundation. All containment efforts are to be focused towards a grade-free emission cover-up, coupled with the discouragement or sabotage of exploration and research missions that attempt to study Cis-Mercurian space, and orbits that go through it.
Administrative Warning ES-026. As of SCP-179 has been reclassified Thaumiel. All involved personnel with a clearance level below 4/179 will be either promoted or reassigned to fit this new classification, depending on their relevance for the continuated surveillance and cover-up operations, as directed by the current head researcher for SCP-179. All reassigned personnel will be subject to Polymath-08 memory redaction therapy, or D-class amnestics in a high dosage grade, with a maximum retrograde effect of 10 years of experience, depending on the time spent working at SCP-179 prior to its reclassification. SCP-179's existence will be subject to an orbital misinformation standardized intelligence obstruction and neutralization campaign. As per Omission Protocol 4, Items 4.5, 4.6, and 4.7, most documentation related to SCP-179 has been classified Level 4 Top Secret. Any further data related to SCP-179 has been classified Level 5 Thaumiel, and will be made available only to authorized 5/179 personnel. Be advised that unauthorized access to SCP-179 research materials will be considered a Type 3B offense. Unauthorized data management while lacking appropriate global clearance, punishable by compulsory memory redaction therapy with immediate reassignment and/or demotion.
SCP-179 is sensitive to all radiation in the electromagnetic spectrum, intelligent, and able to communicate through multiple anomalous means, including but not limited to radio and laser communications interference. Only one instance of SCP-179 communication with Foundation personnel has occurred thus far, where SCP-179 proved to be fluent in French. As this contact did not result in the clear statement of SCP-179's intentions towards the Foundation and its mission, all efforts must be made to prevent contact by any known groups of interest of SCP-179. Misinformation operations and other preemptive measures have been deployed. Most recorded movements performed by SCP-179 have been related to extraterrestrial threats, both anomalous or non-anomalous in nature, on a collision or orbital insertion course with the Earth. These threatening items have been identified as capable of causing CK-class reconfiguration events of diverse impact in human societies and earthly life in general if allowed to reach Earth. If impact with Earth or orbital insertion occurs without proper response and containment by Foundation operatives, these items of interest may be capable of causing an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. SCP-179 will usually address an item or items of interest by pointing at them with an arm, and when more than one item of interest is present, will be able to generate additional limbs anatomically identical to its arms as needed. Survey data indicates that SCP-179 performs each motion specific to each item of interest addressed, such as raising different fingers or moving its arms, in an array as of yet undecipherable patterns at fixed intervals. But whether this motion contains any information or not has not been determined to date. The limits of SCP-179's detection capacities have not been clearly ascertained. While SCP-179 has been able to detect potentially harmful objects beyond the trans-Neptunian region, those threats had been detected by other surveillance and exploration systems, usually under Foundation control, or in at least 3 separate instances were visible to the naked eye from Earth. However, they had not been immediately recognized as threats. It has been hypothesized that SCP-179 may only detect and react to active threats that remain detectable to other observing parties without the cis-Neptunian region, while being able to unerringly determine their harmful nature. All items of interest approaching Earth within cis-Neptunian space that had considerable destructive capacity have been detected by SCP-179 without failure, often when no observers known to the Foundation were aware of them. As such, SCP-179 and all personnel, orbital equipment and facilities dedicated to its surveillance remain the most reliable early warning system the Foundation possesses to detect and, when possible, prevent potentially dangerous incursions within Spade space. SCP-179 is able to determine which interplanetary objects pose a threat to Earth, humankind, or the earthly biosphere, which makes it a critical asset for the Composite Orbital Early Warning System project of the Foundation, which currently involves SCP, and SCP, XCPOA-003 to 0421, Site 34, 103, 9808, Site, and Command Site, as well as several personnel embedded within different space agencies and international consortia related to space exploration. All data of interest related to or obtained through SCP-179 will be marked COEWS-179, which will be considered high priority information to all Foundation departments. Addendum. SCP-179-01. Notable movements of SCP-179. 13th of December 1940. First recorded movement of SCP-179. The entity that had remained with both arms crossed raises an arm towards a previously undetected interplanetary object on a collision course with Earth. After its impact in an event that damaged the city of extensively with large quantities of anonymous mucus secretion and left more than 1,300 dead, which combined with the anomalous phenomena related to remaining central item reclassified SCP-179 returned to its original position. 22nd of September 1942. Sixth recorded movement of SCP-179. The entity raises an arm towards on a collision course with Earth. Item of interest crashes near Auckland, New Zealand in the 4th of October 1942. Item separates upon impact into several devices of mechanical nature. Recently formed sub-entities with minimal civilian casualties. Once Foundation operatives contain the item proper, which is reclassified, and terminating most sub-entities, SCP-179 returns to its original position. Mobile Task Force proceeds to track and destroy all remaining sub-entities. 18th recorded movement of SCP-179. The entity raises his right arm towards. Up to date, the entity has kept one of its primary arms, shifting from one to the other as necessary, pointing in the same direction. 1st of March 1949. 23rd recorded movement of SCP-179. The entity raises an arm towards an Armor-class asteroid that has adopted a collision course with Earth. The Foundation uses a combination of several SCP objects to launch a remote-controlled interplanetary vehicle that acts as a gravitatory tow line. This mission is announced a success on the 3rd of May 1951. At this time, SCP-179 returns to its original position. Note: surveying elements observed that the entity performed a motion that could have been a nod. Reclassification request to Euclid status filed and denied. 13th of December 1998. 403rd recorded movement of SCP-179. The entity stops watching the Earth for 2 days and 13 hours when it looks towards the Jovian system. Once this interval is over, SCP-179 looks at Earth again. 9th of September 2002. 487th recorded movement of SCP-179. SCP-179 points at an armed Type 11 dimensional weapon. Launched from Area 08 to test SCP-179's detection capacities. Item remains in a primed configuration for minutes, ready to be launched at a test location on Earth. It is not identified by SCP-179 until it is 3,670 kilometers above the Earth's surface, when SCP-179 reacts to it as a threat and points at it. Device subsequently reconfigured to a standby configuration and redirected towards its primary target. Still in transit from the Kuiper belt, SCP-179 returns to its previous position. 16th of October 2003. Contact with SCP-179 is achieved via the -2 probe. Subsequent movements registered in Addendum SCP-17902. SCP-179 reclassified thermal. See Addendum SCP-17902. Addendum SCP-17902. Events of the 16th of October 2003. SCP-179 was first approached by the -2 probe, a microsatellite equipped with multiple recording, analysis and communication devices incorporated into the probe in a clandestine operation. The probe acted as a relay for the -2 probe and Foundation mission control. Contact and communication with the entity were not foreseen nor programmed. When visual contact with SCP-179 was established, obtaining an unprecedentedly clear, very high-resolution image of its surface, the entity began to move its lips, forming the phenomenon of a greeting in spoken French. What follows is a complete translation of the exchange.
Hello. I am the Lookout. My name is Sauelsuesor. Do you like my brother? I like him too. He is big. So big. And so very warm. If you want to talk to me, please use your satellite to weave talk to me. It will be easier than coming here. Probably.
Entity remains immobile until 1755-53. Researchers assigned to SCP-179 detect this movement. Level 3 researcher Thomas Graham, who is fluent in French, is selected by head researcher to conduct a possible exchange of SCP-179. The -2 probe is used as a radio relay from this point onward. SCP-179 is able to receive, understand and transmit radio communications. SCP-179's transmission readers a monotone, featureless human voice that speaks in French. The subsequent exchange occurs with a 16 minutes and 39.6 seconds delay between each message, corresponding to the distance between SCP-179 and Earth and return. That will be omitted in the rest of this document.
Who are you?
My name is Sauelsuesor. I am the Lookout. I behold. I often see. I often warn. Almost always when I have to. That way, there's further life.
What do you mean, the Lookout?
It's me.
We have noticed the significance of your movements. Who do you report to?
To those who know where to look. To you. To those who want to look. Not just you, but you too.
When you say brother, are you referring to the sun?
He is my brother so well. He warms me up. He is caring fire and loving light. He caresses me with his arcs and his voice and renews me. He is the source of all true light. He is your source.
Where do you come from?
I was born a child.
The entity nods towards Earth.
For how long have you been in your current location?
I do not want to tell you.
SCP-179 adopts a fetal position, remains looking towards the Earth and pointing at. Face of the entity remains visible from the -2 probe.
How did you reach your current position? How did you acquire the properties you currently possess?
I was grown into a woman. This is how I live now.
Could you give us further details, please?
No.
We would like to know more about you. Why not tell us?
I am sorry. I won't be yours. I can't belong to any one person.
The Foundation's work protects all of humanity, all life on Earth. Don't you find this work of the greatest importance?
Yes, I am doing it. Look upon me and know.
If we have understood your capacities correctly, we believe you could do far more than that. Sharing all the information you have, not just about the dangerous threats against humankind and Earth, could be of great benefit to all parts involved.
I am too big, and you are too small. There is a sea of nothing and islands of light. I am their shore. To you come the monsters, the pounding fists of void, the longing gods beyond our knowledge. I am the lookout. I see the ripples in their wake. You want me to pledge my sight no to you, only to you, so you, only you, can be greater. Even if you find, restrain, defend, you want me to be yours. That is not why I am here. There are others. Others I assist. Others I warn. Others beyond your thin walls of grey, dry paste rock. Others beyond the reach of your weary satellites. Others beyond the home, our home. Others I know. Others I love. Others you won't care for. Others that come before. And, overall, others beyond the little walls of rules, and bone, and laws, and flesh, and memories, and oaths you build around yourselves until you don't even remember them. Others I love, dearly, and yet only my brother is an equal to me.
Excuse me, I don't understand what you mean by others. Could you please explain yourself with other words?
But I have no words left.
Closing. Despite several communication attempts, SCP-179 did not perform any other movements nor transmit other messages. Up to this date, SCP-179 has not responded to any messages coming from any Foundation contact team or any other efforts from known groups of interest. And that concludes SCP-179. I hope you've enjoyed this SCP, and be sure to like and subscribe for more uploads if you did. Next will be another fan submission, and that'll be with us soon enough. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Be sure to add yourselves to the social media so you can find out when that is going to be happening, and if you can't wait that long, then do please become a Patreon. Not only will you be supporting me, the channel, and all the hard work that I do, but also you'll be getting access to all the early images, upload schedules, collaboration news, one-on-one chat, your own sketches, SCP request priority, your name in every video, and so much more. And thank you so much to Sugar Free Shane, Cadver Maram, Twin Fishes, Eric, Gabriel, Ethan, Hulk, Amano Jackass, and Payne Evan. And thank you so much to Steffi for sponsoring the channel. Be sure to send thanks his way. And I'll see you all soon, guys. Take care.